Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my Let's Play of the Elder Scrolls Online. In our last episode, we had come down to the Obsidian Gorge, and we ended up finding a cure for the Lotus Plague, which is huge news. Unfortunately, we lost Tamriel along the way, which is unfortunate. We kind of saw it coming, wow, good word, coming. But, you know, I was hoping that we wouldn't have to resort to that. Unfortunately, we did. But in today's episode, we're going to go and talk with Vanos over here, see what he has to say, and where they want us to go. He's got a hide chat right there. Okay.
With the death of the alchemist Mzithumz, our contract is fulfilled. I'm not sure we could have accomplished it without you.
What will you two do now?
On to our next assignment. We don't get a lot of downtime. We're always on the job, always watching. Are you heading to Mournhold now?
Why would I go there?
Someone has to tell Ordinator Kilau what happened here. You appear to be available for the job. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. Hopefully it won't be because your name's on a contract.
Hopefully not. I can't wait to see you guys. Okay, so then that would take us to Mournhold, which is the big capital right here. So like I said in the previous episode, we're going to continue along this northern road here. I'm sure there's a quest or two to do up here in this area, and then we will loop back around and finish everything along down here, go back in the circle, the U-turn, and head to Mournhold after all that good stuff. So let's get it started. What is this? Smashed Dwarven Sphere. Examine it. We got a broken Dwarven construct near a major road. Unusual, to say the least. So we'll examine it real quick. This construct is battle-worn and slick with oil and fresh blood. Its metal frame has been crushed and battered. A trail of broken and overturned wagons extends to the northeast. I should investigate what happened. Okay. And then along this northeast road, we also got a lore book hiding right behind here. This guy's alive, huh?
I've never seen anything like it. The attackers used dwarven spheres and spiders.
I guess that's what we got waiting for us, unfortunately. So read this lore book, Arcana Restored. A handbook by Wapna Nurustra, Preceptor Emeritus. Yep, big words. Form the mist, or form the first. Makest thou the mana fountain to be primed with pure gold? For from pure gold only may the humors be rectified, and the pure principles coaxed from the chaos of pure power. Droppest thou then the pure gold upon the surface of the mana fountain? Takest thou exceeding great care to safeguard yourself from the insalubrious tempests of the mana fountain, for through such assaults may one's health be utterly blighted. This is some really good dialect here. Form the second. Make sure that thou havest with you this excellent manual, so that thou might speak the necessary words straight away and without error, so that thou not in carelessness cause thyself and much else to discorporate and disorder the world with your component humors. Strange. Form the third. Take in hand the item to be restored, and hold it forth within the primed fountain, murmuring all the while the appropriate phrases which are to be learned most expeditiously and faultlessly from this manual, and this manual alone, notwithstanding the vile calumnies of Carnison and Rhetor, whose bowels are consumed by envy of my great learning, and who do falsify give testament to the efficacies of their own manuals, which are in every way inferior and steeped in error. Form the fourth. Proceed instantly to heal thyself of all injuries, or to avail yourself of the healing powers of the temples and healers, for though the agonies of Menacost must be borne by any who would restore a prized arcana to full potency, yet it is not wise that suffering be endured unduly, nor does the suffering in any way render the potency more sublime. Notwithstanding the foolish speculation of Carnocent and Rhetor, whose faults and wickedness are manifest even to the least learned of critics. I don't understand a fucking thing about any of that. I don't know about you guys. It's like written in Old English, you know? Dialect that we don't use anymore. What was that? Okay, talk to the lieutenant here.
We've got the raiders on the run. Didn't hurt that their machines turned against them.
Can you tell me what happened here?
Raiders attacked our caravan. They had dwarven machines with them, like spiders. They ambushed us. We should have been slaughtered, but then the attack broke off.
You said the constructs turned on the raiders?
Something went wrong. The spiders suddenly attacked everybody and everything. We captured one of the raiders in the chaos. She's wearing the insignia of House Drez.
House Drez?
One of her Dunmer great houses. There's rivalry between the houses, but not open conflict. You're an outsider. Maybe the prisoner will talk to you. We're holding her up the road in the ruined tower.
I'll see if she'll talk to me. Okay. You have anything to say, Sergeant?
The prisoner's in the tower. Up the path and enter the tower on your left.
Okay. Somebody up the path. Oh man, all these people are just injured as fuck, huh?
Don't tell my sister, but I'm not really injured. I'm just terrified.
Never mind. Okay, I was wrong. Immediately. It's got a bit of a coward, that's fine, I guess.
We never had a chance.
Okay.
You don't need healer training, they said. You're a trader, they said. No one ever gets hurt on a caravan.
You look like you can handle yourself. You have to help me. The other guards went after the raiders, but one of those dwarven things wounded me.
I saw the wreckage of your caravan.
What a mess. We were attacked on the way to Narcissus. Drez raiders with dwarven machines came out of nowhere. They took our cargo crates and one of the Drez leaders even took the manifest. As if he could use it.
Is there anything I could do?
I don't want any more of my carriers hurt. But I must recover the manifest and at least part of the cargo. The house noble who owns this cargo will flay me alive if I come back empty-handed. The raiders took everything up the hill.
Okay, I'll retrieve your cargo and recover the manifest. Okay, so along the way, while we go for the manifest, we of course have to go up to this tower here.
What are you doing here? Get away from our prisoner.
Guard Lieutenant Celine asked me to question your prisoner.
Silene? She always lets her political worries get in the way. But very well. Ask your questions. Just don't take too long.
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Why did you attack the Halalu trade caravan?
Ethis Omalor of House Drez hired us to attack the caravan. He had something to make the machines from the ruins fight alongside us.
Omalor had something? What kind of something?
I don't know. It was like a magic wand, only metal. But the cursed thing blew up and the machines went berserk, attacking everybody. You aren't going to kill me, are you?
That's not really up to me.
I don't want to die. Can't you say I cooperated? Drez raiders are going to the entrance of Mzithumz to ambush the Lalu guards. If you move fast, you can save them.
Mzithumz, okay. Gotcha. Let's go and try and save him. Stop him? Yeah. 5 out of 8 here, and we also have a lore book, so we're going to try and read this before those guys spawn back again. I doubt we'll get through it, though. The Houses of Troubles. The House of Troubles, among the ancient ancestral spirits who accompanied St. Veloth and the Chimer into the promised land of Morrowind, the 4 Daedra Lords Malakath, Mehrunes, Dagon, Molag Bal, and Sheogorath are known as the 4 corners of the House of Troubles. These Daedra Lords rebelled against the Council and admonition of the Tribunal, causing great kin strife and confusion among the clans of the Great Houses. Malakath, Mehrunes, Dagon, Molag Bal, and Sheogorath are holy in that they serve the role of obstacles during the testing. Through time, they have sometimes become associated with local enemies like the Nords, Akaviri, or mountain orcs. Malakath is the reanimated dung that was Trinimac. Malakath is a weak but vengeful god. The Dark Elves say he is Malak, the god king of the orcs. He tests the Dunmer for physical weakness. Molag Bal is in Morrowind. Molag Bal is in Morrowind the Lord of Brutality. He tries to upset the bloodlines of great houses and otherwise ruins the Dunmer gene pool. A race of monsters said to live in Molag Amor are the result of his seduction of Vivek during the previous era. Sheogorath is the king of madness. He always tests the Dunmer for mental weakness. In many legends, he is called upon by one Dunmer faction against another. In half of these stories, he does not betray those who called him, further confusing the issue of his place in the scheme of things. Can he help us? Is he not an obstacle? He is often associated with the fear. Other races have of the Dunmer, especially those who, like the Empire, might prove as useful allies. Mehrunes Dagon is the god of destruction. He is associated with these natural dangers like fire, earthquakes, and floods. To some, he represents the inhospitable lands of Morrowind. He tests the Dunmer will to survive and persevere. The worship of these 4 malevolent spirits is against the law and practice of the temple. However, the 4 corners seldom fail to discover these greedy, reckless, or mad enough to serve them. By ancient temple law and custom, and also by imperial law, the lives of witches and warlocks are forfeit. Imperial garrisons join ordinators and buoyant armigers of the temple in tracking down and destroying these foul covens in the wilderness, refugees, and ancient ruins where they conceal their profane worship. Interesting. I think we got, 3 more crates to get? Shouldn't take too much longer. See another one right there. Oops, there we go. And then last one's over here.
Scatter!
Perfect. So now we talk to the caravan master. But first, actually, no, yeah, they're in the same place. How convenient.
What do you want?
Just want to talk to him.
You're back. Any luck finding my cargo?
I recovered your cargo and manifest from the raiders.
This is very nearly everything. I can't believe it. My employer might even be lenient. You saved me. You didn't have to help, but you did. Thank you.
Oh, he's gonna get fucked up by whatever house he's taking all this stuff to.
My friend Sellers.
When I saw those Dres raiders closing in, I thought we were done for. But you sure sliced a path through them. Maybe you can help me figure out what those fetchers are up to.
A captured raider told me the rod controlling the constructs exploded during the attack.
Ha! That explains why the constructs turned on the raiders. I saw someone in Dres livery enter the ruins. He was fiddling with some kind of relic. I'd wager he's Ethis Omalor, the leader of this raiding party.
How do you think we should handle this?
I'm not above giving the Dres some payback for the damage they've caused. I need to clean up out here, but I want that Omalor fetcher who ran inside. Feel like doing some hunting?
I'll see if I can find him. Okay. It's right inside here.
What do you want? You there? I could use some help. You there? Did Mayra send you? I discovered this resonating thing on one of the smashed constructs. I think these resonators are how that Dres rod controlled them.
You seem to know a lot about the constructs.
Not as much as I'd like, but I think the constructs received their orders from the rod through those resonators. The spheres cannibalized dead spiders for parts. What if we interfered with that process?
Then the constructs couldn't be controlled by the rods, and eventually they'd stop coming.
Exactly. So if you smash any spheres or spiders, take their resonators, you can bring them to me for study. While you're at it, destroy any repair stations you see. Then they can't make more resonators. All right?
Done. I'll return shortly. Okay, I like her idea. Good stuff, man. So let's see what we got to do here. Obviously, destroying resonators or collecting them, destroying the repair stations. We have Omalor. I guess he's over there. So we'll make our way around. Where is he at? There he is. What's he doing hiding back here? What the fuck?
Excellent. A person who walks instead of rolls. Come on, let's get out of here.
You must be Omalor.
What? Oh, yes, of course. Wait, blast it. You're with the caravan, aren't you? Look, I know when I'm backed into a corner. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just help me get out of here alive.
Why did you attack the caravan, though?
I did what I was told. Magistrix Fox gives orders, not reasons. She supplied the rod to control the constructs, but it malfunctioned during the ambush. After that, the spiders attacked everything.
Then what happened?
I ran for it and hid down here. From the sound of it, my raiders got caught between the Hlalu and the spiders. You're going to get me out of here, right?
So I could just tell him, you know, suffer his own fate. Either I'll kill him or the constructs will. But I feel like that wouldn't really do justice. So we'll turn them over to Hlalu, and they'll kind of decide what they want to do.
Fine by me. Better them than these walking buzzsaws. Lead the way.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I was actually wondering how this whole place had anything to do with the Maulborn, but that kind of explains it, doesn't it? Magistrix Fox paying off people from House Dres to do what they did. So let's make our way out of here, huh?
You're back. Did you manage to deal with our dwarven problem?
Nothing will control these constructs ever again.
Well done. Another menace successfully overcome. I love it when that happens. Can I have the resonators? I want to examine them. Maybe I can figure out a way to craft a defense against the constructs, in case something like this happens again.
All right.
Well,
nothing, I guess.
I can't believe you brought Omalor out for us. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this.
Ithis feared for his life. He agreed to surrender if I led him out of the ruins.
So, he's under the impression he's been rescued. We'll have to correct that. I appreciate your help. Though when we're done with him, I doubt Omalor will be very happy.
Probably not, honestly. He may want to have just stuck inside, dealt with the constructs. Okay, so that'll do it for Mzithumz. So we will actually head on down. We'll go back around this mountain back here, back towards Narcissus, and we'll continue our journey over by Mzithumz. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, so on the way over to the new city, came across this little lore book, so we might as well go and read it. What is this called? The Legend of the Ghost Snake. Observation on the Mabragash from the journals of Bonorian the Wanderer. Second error 568. In Dashan, I encountered a strange tribe of Dark Elf Ashlanders. Dark Elf Ashlanders, there you go. They call themselves Mabragash. Unlike their Vardenfell brethren, this tribe is not nomadic and appears to have settled in an isolated region of Dashan. A location they call the Vale of the Ghost Snake. I believe they have concocted the story of the perilous ghost snake to discourage outsiders from lingering too long in their village. Although, frankly, their rudeness, which rivals that of any of the more civilized dark elves I have ever met, is more than enough to drive outsiders away. However, my curiosity about this isolated tribe steeled me against their attitude. I remained nearby for a time, watching them and recording my observations. Forthwith, here are my findings on the Mabragash. The Mabragash do not welcome visitors. Easy enough. The Mabragash appears to be a matriarchal society, and their females are definitely more dominant than males. They also seem to outnumber the males by a factor of 3 or 4 to 1. I wouldn't say this society hates males, but they certainly don't trust them or like them very much, at least as far as I can tell. They claim a ghost snake gives them advice and watches over the Vale. I believe they use this so-called ghost snake to scare visitors away and to keep the village population in line. It appears they sacrifice their own tribe members to this mythical deity. The tribal elders encourage trials to honor this ghost snake, and many of these end in the death of participants. Here's the legend of the ghost snake, as it was told to me by a charming little lady of some 6 or 7 years of age. She approached me with absolutely no fear or hesitation. She asked me why I was being so creepy and watched them all the time. At least that was my gist of it, or the gist of it. My understanding of the Mabragash dialect is rudimentary at best. I deflected her question with one of my own. What is this ghost snake I keep hearing about? I asked her. Follow the coiled path and you'll find out, she replied, with a bat at her cute little eyelashes. The ghost snake offers advice and protection as long as we care for the Vale, she continued. Everybody knows that. She went on to tell me that the ghost snake was the combined spiritual essence of the tribe's female ancestors, given spectral form by the belief and respect of the living tribe members. Or that it was a creepy dead snake that liked to haunt the Vale and eat innocent Mabragash children. She spoke very fast, and as I've said before, my mastery of the dialect was far from perfect. Those are two very far, interpretations if you ask me. From an economic perspective, the tribe crafts unique snakeskin leather. They use this leather for everything from clothing to packs to a simple armor. They are, however, unwilling to sell or trade this wonderful material to outsiders, or even to the men of their own tribe. Everyone involved could make a fortune if the Mabragash could be convinced to open trade with the outside world. I met a Mabragash scout on patrol. She threatened to toss me to the ghost and serpents on the coiled path. Fortunately, my speed and tree climbing skills far exceeded hers, so I was able to avoid this savage ceremonial rite. Additional observation leads me to the conclusion that the tribe subsists on a diet primarily consisting of snake meat. This may contribute to their uncontrollably hostile demeanor. After several days camping nearby and continuing my observations, a rather fearsome Mabragash warrior visited me. He said he was the Gulakam. He said the only reason they had not simply tossed me to the serpents within the Vale was that the Farseer labeled me as a hapless idiot. I am sure I missed something in the translation of the message. When I asked to meet with the Farseer, this Gulakan, his hand seemed to tighten on the hilt of the rather nasty-looking sword that hung at his side. It was then I decided that my time among the Mabragash tribe had come to an end. Annotation from Neros Raloro, Tribunal Scholar Priest, Mournhold, 2nd Era, 576. This utterly ludicrous observation was found abandoned near the border of Stonefall some years ago. The Bosmer chronicler Benorian does not appear to have the wit of a 5-year-old child when it comes to accurately recording unusual events or peoples. He resorts to making things up or taking wild leaps of illogic to come to his so-called conclusions. This document has been preserved within the Tribunal Library, and copies have been distributed, as he did at least conduct some conversations with the Mabragash, and information of this tribe remains scarce. He definitely seems like he was not fit to make those translations, I think. But we're actually coming up on the town here, and we got somebody to talk to for a quest.
They're burning alive in there, and I can't save them! The destruction, the loss of life. This slaughter was totally unnecessary.
What happened here?
The Veriansu, heathen Ashlanders, attacked Muthnah. This is a place of healing and refuge. We're a simple order, using the tear of Saint Veloth to help those afflicted by the Lodos plague. They killed monks and afflicted alike without mercy.
Is everyone out of the village?
I gathered as many survivors as I could, but not everyone got out. Those monsters, the Veriansu, are tossing captives into the burning buildings. Our leader, Dolril Belvane, rushed back in to search for survivors and try to protect the Tear of St. Veloth. He needs help.
Then I'll find Doril Belvin.
I'm worried about Dolril Belvane. Without his spiritual guidance in this time of tragedy, I fear our order will crumble. Still, he insists we must have the Tear of St. Veloth, and he could not bear to stand away while others suffer, so he remains in Muthnah.
What's so important about the Tear of St. Veloth?
Veloth shed the tear after he led the Chimer from Somerset to Morrowind. The artifact has the power to heal sicknesses. We haven't been able to cure the Lodos plague, but the tear can slow the speed at which the plague ravages the afflicted.
And why did the Ashlanders attack?
I don't know. They revere Veloth, call him the Prophet. They hate this plague and probably want the relic for themselves. But they disrupted our work, and now the plague husks are everywhere.
And even though I already know this, what are plague husks?
Violent, unthinking monsters. Without our constant prayers to direct the power of the tear, many of the afflicted were suddenly overwhelmed by the plague, and they transformed into those creatures.
Does your leader rush into danger very often?
All the time, if you must know. Doril is unique. For the leader of a pacifist order of healers, Doril craves action. He can't help himself. He's attracted to trouble, and he always wants to do good. It's very confusing for the rest of us.
I can see that, yeah. Okay. Looks like we had a little book here, End of the Journey. It was during the time of great despair when St. Veloth and his people reached the land of Resdain. For untold weeks, they had climbed a mighty range of mountains under Veloth's leadership. Many among the Chimer considered this path to be folly, but they were driven by Veloth's unyielding certainty and commitment. They came upon a great pass, a deep scar in the mountain covered in ice and snow. Veloth drove them onward, chasing a vision that had come to him in a dream. He claimed to see a great hawk in the sky. He vowed that the hawk could lead the Chimer to a new home. They drudged through the pass, but after a time the Chimer could go no further. A great wall of ice blocked their way. Then a powerful voice boomed from the mountains. "Who are you, and why have you come to this place?" "We are the people without a home," replied Veloth to the mountain. A young woman stepped out of the wall of ice. "And who are you?" asked Veloth. "I am Chimer friend. I have come to lead you home, and if you are willing to accept my challenge. I demand a sacrifice of you, Veloth. Swear an oath that will make you a better Mer." Veloth hoisted his mighty hammer and proclaimed, "Never again shall I wield this tool or any other to slay a foe. I have given my heart to my people, but now I shall give them more. I shall decide or dedicate my life and my soul to them." The woman turned and waved at the wall of ice. It melted away in moments. Beyond lay an alien land of fungus and ash. She began to walk forward, and the Chimer followed. Veloth spoke to his people. "We are home," he declared. "This is the anvil upon which we shall forge a new people. Our journey ends here, but another journey begins." Nice, dude. Hopefully one day we'll get to meet old Veloth. I believe there is a DLC that specifically we just go to, you know, his city of power, you know, Clockwork City, I believe it's called. We'll get there one day.
My friend Sella's been talking about you. Thanks for helping her and kicking out those corpse-eating lunatics.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I see cunning in your eyes and smell blood on your weapon. But if you're a Veriansu, I'm a bloated netch. What brings you to Muzithumz?
Doril? Sinar sent me to find you.
Ila Senar worries too much. I never ran from a battle in my life, and I ain't about to start now.
Between the Veriansu and the plague husks, it's not safe here.
The Veriansu. Bah! They fear the low-dose plague. Their solution is to capture our monks and the afflicted alike and toss them in the fire. I won't stand for it. I traded my sword for a monk's robe, but I'm no coward.
I can help rescue the captives.
That's the spirit. If it's quiet to the east, run west, I always say. Just watch out for the plague husks and rescue who you can. I'll take this poor soul and deliver her to Ila Senar.
Okay, cool.
Come, child. Let's get you to safety.
Alright. So it looks like we have to, rescue afflicted commoners and monks. Okay, fair enough. There we go. And is this somebody else to talk to?
So many medallions to gather. What a horrible fate to befall these people.
You know it's not safe here.
I know that. But Doril isn't the only one who won't abandon the afflicted. I can't just leave. Someone has to collect the medallions of the fallen.
Why are these medallions so important?
The medallions focus the power of the tear of Saint Veloth. Wear one, and the effects of the plague are slowed. When the Ashland is attacked, the medallions were scattered. We have so few of them. They won't do anyone any good on these husks.
Okay, so I'll bring any medallions I find to you. All right.
Oh, thank you. If you succeed, bring the medallions to me, north of Muzithumz.
I think you're sneaking the wrong way, lady. You go back the other way, yeah? Or not, you know, whatever. So now we got all the medallions. Pretty easy to do, honestly. We'll just take it back to her whenever we're done with everything else here. Let's see what else we have to do. Rescue afflicted and commoners and monks. Where would they be? I don't think I've seen any actual indicators of commoners to save. I guess we'll just run around until we find some.
Thank you for saving me. I knew Doril would send help.
Thank the Tribunal. It was getting so hot in here.
I can imagine. Okay, so we'll check the other broken down buildings. Maybe we'll find some more.
Praise Vivek. Did Doril send you?
Sure did.
Thank the tribunal. It was getting so hot in here.
Praise Vivek. Did Doril send you?
I found you.
Oh, hey.
I need your help. They captured Doril Belvane.
Tell me where they took him.
They tied him up and threw him into a burning building, and they continue to fan the flames. They consider our work to be blasphemous, and fire is their solution to everything. Please, you must save Doril.
I'll do what I can.
I'm leaving before something bad happens to me too.
Probably a good idea, honestly. Let's go see if we can save him. He definitely blocked up the entrance here. I'm assuming there's a way around back. There is. Okay, good.
It's about time you showed up. I was beginning to get a bit charred round the edges.
Let's get you out of here.
Fire. It's the Variansu's answer to everything. To them, it purifies plague victims and blasphemers alike. Those Kwama droppings. I tried to circle around a pack of plague husks and ran right into an Ashlander patrol.
I saved everyone I could. It's time to go.
We can't go. Not yet. The Variansu believe we defiled the tear of St. Veloth. They plan to destroy it. We have to get to the monastery and save the tear. If they destroy it, we're all lost.
Okay, let's go to the monastery. Where'd they go?
The tear is kept below in the basement. Let's go get it.
Before we do that, though, we got oh, he got knocked out, huh? Relics of Saint Veloth. Not relics. Next to the living god of the tribunal, next to the living gods of the tribunal, Saint Veloth is among the most revered figures in Dunmer history. Several houses of worship exist in Dishan dedicated to Veloth's memory and to the veneration of icons left to us by the saint and his original followers. A description of some of these relics and their significance follows. Veloth's judgment. Saint Veloth wielded this warhammer during the exodus from Somerset. Veloth saw fit to set aside this weapon when he vowed to return his attention from war to the task of building a new home for the Chimer in Resdain. Today, the judgment resides in the Tribunal Temple, and it is said to have powers related to cleansing corrupted souls. The Tear of St. Veloth. This radiant crystal is believed to be a tear shed by Veloth when he first laid eyes upon the land of Resdain, the new homeland he has seen in his visions. According to the legend, the tear froze as it slid down Veloth's cheek. Kept by the monks of the monastery of Muthnar, this crystal has great healing and restorative powers, provided the monks maintain a constant vigil and pattern of prayer. The Holy Vessel of Veloth. Used by Veloth to carry water to quench the thirst of his sick followers during the Exodus, and then later to irrigate the young crops of the new homeland. The holy vessel now resides in the temple of Sulphura. The Reliquary of St. Veloth. The reliquary that stands in the shrine of St. Veloth in Dishan is not a relic per se, but instead contains perhaps the most powerful and holy relics associated with Veloth, his skull and bones. The bones of the saint are said to have many magical properties, and pilgrims travel from across Morrowind to receive the saint's blessings. Legends claim that the most faithful sometimes receive visions of the saint while meditating and praying before the reliquary. Very nice. Okay, let's go get this tear then, huh? There we go. Let me get it. Yo, if that thing froze on his cheek, he must have been a fucking giant.
that since the war. Witch must have put a hex on the tier. Did you see that? Threw me clear across the room.
I did. Here's the Tear of St. Veloth.
By Veloth's hammer. That's the best news I've heard all day. Listen, the Veriansu are never going to leave us be. Not while their leader's still alive. I know that sounds terrible, but it's true.
And I'm assuming you want me to stop him?
Yes. Ashkan Ginasa leads these Ashlanders. Go to the Veriansu camp and kill him. Cut off the head of the snake, and the body dies. Then they won't threaten the Tear of St. Veloth ever again.
That's what you hope.
Meet me on the North Road when you finish.
I see many movies that say otherwise. Get rid of one leader and somebody worse takes their place, that kind of thing. But you know, let's hope they're right. Okay, so I believe they are just right up the ridge behind us here, or in front of us here. So let's go ahead this way and kill their leader. Just fuck him.
There they are, the bastards. I wish I could make them pay for what they've done.
Make who pay? And for what?
Those bastards up there. The Veriansu. They torched Muthnar and killed my father. My brothers and I are hoping for a chance to strike back. This is about revenge and honor.
What do you plan to do?
That's the problem. We wanted to avenge Father's death, so we split up to find a way, but I'm not that brave. There's too many of them. I'd just be throwing my life away. You look tougher than me. Maybe you'd take this torch and burn their supplies.
I'll find you on the road outside Muthnar after the deed is done. You know, definitely smart for him to stay and not fight. He would definitely die almost immediately. I don't know how many of you guys actually played this game for a very long time, but this place used to be like the grind spot before they made every level kind of the same as your character. Because before, you would used to have to go through each one of these little areas, and once you hit a certain level, you would outlevel the enemies there, and you had to go to a new grind spot. But they changed that now, so that doesn't really happen anymore. But man, do I remember circling from the front of that hill all the way around back in the leader, going all the way back around so many times. Let me burn. There we go. So then we'll talk to him once we get towards the entrance. And we'll actually try to sneak here, see if we can read this without getting attacked. War of the Two Houses. War among the great houses of Morrowind isn't unique, and more often than not, some kind of conflict between two or more houses is underway somewhere across the land. Rarely do these conflicts escalate from subterfuge and intrigue to all-out war, but open hostilities aren't unheard of in the history of Morrowind. Let me tell you about one of these wars. In Second Era 559, House Hlalu and House Drez advanced beyond the usual tensions and posturing in fielded squads of combatants south of Narcissus on the border of the Black Marsh. It wasn't the first time these two economic rivals had challenged each other, and it wouldn't be the last, but the actual war was memorable, both in scope and in the number of casualties that piled up over the course of the battles. House Hlalu was determined to set up a trading post in the disputed territory. House Drez was just as determined to not let that happen. Halfway through the construction of the outpost, the House Slalu workers suddenly found themselves surrounded by Drez mercenaries rather. The small squad of Slalu guards assigned to protect the workers, led by Purilla Fallen, quickly established defenses and prepared to defend the outpost. The Drez mercenaries, who outnumbered the Hlalu guards 5-1, assumed they would make short work of the defenders and have the post burned to the ground before the midday meal. But that's not the way it happened. Purilla and her guards repelled the first assault with relative ease. She was determined to hold the line, no matter the cost, until reinforcements arrived. To facilitate the appearances of aid, Purilla set the one wizard they brought with them to work on opening a portal to Narcissus. If the guards could hold back the onslaught of the Drez merchants long enough, an open portal could provide a path for Hlalu battle merchants to pour out of to turn the tide of battle. They only needed a little time. As the wizard performed the portal ritual, Purilla and the defenders met each House Drez attack with skill and ferocity. The mercenaries rushed in, sending in a wave of attackers at the post barricades. Each wave was turned away, but not without a cost. After 5 hours and 4 separate waves of attacks, Purilla's forces were reduced to a third of their original size. By then, only Purilla and 6 guards remained to fend off the next Drez assault, but the wizard required a few more minutes to complete the ritual and open the portal. "You shall have that time," Purilla proclaimed, "for Hlalu." The 7 defenders, magnificent in their fury, fought with honor and savage resolve as the wizard completed the final steps of the ritual. 1 guard fell, 2, 4. Now only Purilla and 2 Hlalu guards remained at the battlements. The Hlalu workers, who had been providing support and watchful eyes throughout the previous battles, took to the walls as well, using tools and the weapons of the fallen guards to help defend the post. For all their effort, it appeared that the crushing weight of the Drez assault was about to engulf them, and then the portal opened. House Hlalu battle merchants streamed through the portal, hurling spells and arrows into the ranks of the surprised mercenaries. A full cohort emerged from the portal and crashed against the wall of Drez mercenaries. The wall held for a few long moments, and then it shattered against the weight of the Hlalu troops. Drez mercenaries fell in scores before their line finally broke, and the remaining mercenaries turned to flee. The battle merchants chased after them just long enough to make sure they were really routed, and then they formed up to secure the post. Brave and noble Purilla Fallen was responsible for the Hlalu victory that day, but she didn't survive the final battle. A Drez mercenary's blade had caught her in the neck as they were retreating. She was dead before a healer could reach her side. Thanks to histories like these, however, her efforts will never be forgotten. And what a good story. Okay, so now we gotta kill their leader here, huh? Buff up.
An invader in our camp? You will die for this.
And nice and easy. Okay. So now I think we can just head back to the entrance right over here and let them know that we succeeded.
Why did this happen to you?
I did what you and your brothers wanted. The Ashlander supplies are burned.
Then we are avenged. Our father is still dead, but at least the ones responsible for his death paid a price. Why don't I feel any better?
Because usually revenge doesn't taste as sweet as you think. Feels bad. But, you know, at least we helped him out in some way.
Did you recover any medallions? I hope so. I don't know what I was thinking. That I could just go out there and find them all by myself.
I did. Here are the medallions I found.
Thank you. Once the relic is safe and the Ashlanders are gone, we'll be able to resume our work. I may not be brave, But if I can help my order treat the afflicted, I will.
That's a good dedication right there, I'd say.
Is it done? I put the tear of St. Veloth in a safe place. Now maybe the Ashlanders will leave us alone.
Put it up your butt. You did, didn't you? I see the look on your face. The Variansu leader is dead.
By the three. Let's hope the Variansu go home now. I just pray I haven't made things worse. I left the army to get the blood off my hands, but look how that turned out. You killed him, but I let the arrow fly. Still, you have my thanks.
Okay, awesome. There we go, man. Okay, so that is going to do it for today's episode. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.